Now before all you Drake haters start agreeing with me too fast, let me explain, because I'm not a Drake hater. I'm a certified Drake lover boy. I don't think For All the Dogs has a bunch of bad songs or all mid songs. I think this album is what I would call stream bait, and I'm gonna get into it. Okay, so first of all, I listened to For All the Dogs. I liked most of it. There was a couple points that made me cringe a little or that I didn't like. I'm gonna get into those, and I'm gonna go through all the songs, and then I'm gonna explain my thought process about For All the Dogs. So the biggest problem with this album is that it has 23 songs. That's too many songs for anybody. A problem I'm seeing a lot of albums run into these days, like Donda, For All the Dogs, Scorpion, if you gave me a second to think, there'd be a lot more, is there's good albums in these albums. Like there will be like close to 30 songs, but there's like 10 amazing songs in there. And I'm like, dude, if you just cut down to those 10 songs, this album would be like a classic. So I'm gonna get into this. First song, Virginia Beach. I thought it was a great intro. First listen, I don't think I was feeling it that much. But now, like, that I've listened to it a million times, I really like Virginia Beach. I think it's a great intro. Then we got Amen with Tizo Touchdown, another great song. Then we run into our first dud, which should not be a dud, but it is a dud, Calling For You. And it's a dud solely for the fact of this 2-minute long rant from some random girl about something with a plane, that they're eating oxtail every night in the Bahamas, and it's like prison. It's a stupid rant. I think Drake's just doing it to show how spoiled the girls around him are, but I get it, bro. Give me like 10 seconds of that and get on with it. And then the 21 Savage verse is like, it's whatever. The Drake part is a little catchy, but that song is just such a massive throw off for me. It's like, why did you put a 2-minute rant from a random girl in the middle of this song? Don't understand. Then we get Fear of Heights, which is like low-key like Drake on a whole lot of red beat, which is weird, but it's good. I like it a lot. Then we got Daylight. I like it a lot. I like Daylight. I like Adonis's verse at the end. See, we got a lot of good songs here. First Person Shooter is amazing, great song. IDGAF with Yeet is an amazing song. I think it's great. The 1-minute intro is a little weird, but I do think it kind of helps with the beat drop. There's a lot of good songs on here so far. Then we run into possibly the most boring Drake song I've ever heard. 7969 Santa. This is probably the most boring song I've ever heard in my entire life. The ending with Tizo Touchdown, it might be the best part of the entire album, but I'm not gonna listen to the entire song before that because it is so boring. Then you got Slime You Out, which I think is a good song. Was a weird choice for a single for this album, but I think it's a good song. Then there's Bahama Promises, which is fine, but very forgettable. Then we get Tried Our Best, which I think is one of Drake's best songs. I think it's amazing. I think Tried Our Best is really like a Drake classic for me. Like I think in 10 years I'll still like this song and respect it. Drew Picasso, I have listened to this song many times. I don't even remember how it goes. That is the issue on this album. A lot of forgetfulness. Members Only, it's pretty good, but also a little forgettable. There's a line on there. Sometimes I feel like I'm bi because you're one of the guys. Don't know why he would say that. I just don't know how that looks good for him or why but whatever. Then we get What Would Pluto Do, which I think is pretty catchy. Probably won't be listening to it 3 years from now, but pretty catchy. I'm not gonna hate on this one. Then we get All the Parties. Another confusing choice from Drake. So the first verse is really fun and catchy. Then Chief Keef comes in with this randomly so catchy hook. Like it's the catchiest part of the entire album. And then the song beat switches and Drake just starts like singing, and it's boring. And I don't know why the whole song wasn't like the first part of the song. Then we get 8 AM in Charlotte, which I think is another Drake classic that I will be respecting and listening to in 10 years. Then we get BBO Love Interlude, which is actually pretty catchy. I like it. It's stupid. The lyrics are stupid, but it's supposed to be stupid, so I like that interlude. Then we get Gently with Bad Bunny. What is up with all the stream bait Bad Bunny songs? Okay, I'm gonna get into stream bait, but please stop putting Bad Bunny on every song solely for streams. And we all hated on Travis Scott for K-pop, okay, but at least Travis Scott didn't speak in really bad Spanish on K-pop, so we need to think about that and maybe forgive him a little bit. Then we get Rich Baby Daddy, which honestly I'm very happy with this song. It might be my favorite right now. But the issue with this song is the random beat switch of Drake singing at the end. I don't know why he keeps doing this, because these beat switches are not going well in any of these songs. Then we get Another Late Night with Lil Yachty, which I think is pretty catchy, and I was telling my brother if Lil Yachty was not on this album, I was gonna rage. Not because I'm even the biggest Lil Yachty fan, but I feel like Lil Yachty has almost become like low-key Drake's creative director. Like, you could just tell a lot of the stuff Drake's doing, like his actions and stuff. Lil Yachty has a big hand in that, and Lil Yachty seems to not be like a Drake yes man. You see him roasting him and stuff, so I think Drake being around Lil Yachty has helped Drake in the past like year or two, like appeal to a younger audience. Like, you see Drake kind of leaning into the memes and stuff. I feel like Lil Yachty had a hand in that. That's my feeling. So I'm glad Lil Yachty was on this. Pretty catchy song. Then we get Away From Home. This song reminds me of Rehab on Lil Uzi's album, and it's just like, they're just telling these long-winded stories, and I get it. Like, the stories are important to them. I do not like when songs do this, when they just tell a story the entire song. I'm not elaborating this point well, but you know, I like the references cut up. I like a song with references. I don't just like a long-winded story. And this also seems like a Drake call out wanting people to remember he didn't have this handed to him. It's a little corny in my opinion. Then Polar Opposites. Again, I don't even remember this song. I've listened to this album probably 20 times in total. I don't remember how this song goes right now. If I played it, I remember it. But that's the issue. A Drake outro is usually phenomenal. So let me get into the issue with this album and why I think this is a major misstep from Drake. Not necessarily that the music is horrible, and let me elaborate for you Drake haters. I am a Drake fanboy. I love Drake. I just went and saw Drake in concert like a month ago. But here's what I think Drake needs to do from my perspective. Drake does not lack the talent. I don't think he's out of his prime enough to where he can't make like a classic album. I just think that Drake is choosing not to. I think Drake would rather drop an album that's gonna get more streams than an album that will be considered like a classic. And I get that, I'm not hating on that off the bat, but I am gonna hate on that because it's Drake. Like, this dude is like one of the most streamed artists in the world. He's got tons of money. The one thing that I think Drake is lacking in his career is low-key just respect. Like, it's not like he doesn't have respect, but like musical respect. I feel like a lot of people like J. Cole, Travis Scott, Kanye, Tyler the Creator, I feel like they're all more respected by fans than Drake. And some people are like, oh, Drake is too basic, Drake is too basic. And I think that's a stupid thing to say. But what I don't understand at this point in Drake's career, when he's proved himself so hard, he can release anything, it's gonna go #1. You've got all this money. We know you can drop anything and it's gonna go #1. And you have the ability to make some of your best songs. Like Tried Our Best and 8 AM in Charlotte are some of his best songs ever. My question is, why doesn't Drake just make like a 10 to 13 song album? Take 2 years on it. Don't worry about streams. Don't worry about features. Don't worry about anything. Just literally just make an album where you go try hard. Drake, I'm speaking to you right now. I don't understand why Drake just doesn't go try hard on an album. Because you can tell he's having fun with this, and that's fine. But like I'm saying, I feel like everybody loved Her Loss. It's one of the most perfect aux albums that's come out in recent years. I think Her Loss is one of Drake's best albums. So why not just lock in and make a short, respected classic album like Jay-Z with 444? Or you'd have to give me some time to think, but why not just lock in and just do that, just so people will give you your flowers? Because he talks a lot on this album about people not giving him his flowers. And I really thought he was going to just lock in and make a shorter album. It's like, why not make a 13-song album and try hard? Just try hard. Just 8 AM in Charlotte. You can tell he's going try hard on that song. That is Drake going try hard. So when he tries hard, he can make some of his best stuff still to this day. So I don't understand why he doesn't just do that. Like, do you still need streams? I feel like after Scorpion had the same problem. So many songs and some great songs on there, but why so many? I feel like after he did Scorpion, okay, that pissed me off with how many songs was on Scorpion. I'm like, okay, I'll give you one free one. You have the most streamed first week Spotify or first day Spotify album. Like, it worked out. But now at this point, dude, just make like a album people are gonna give you flowers for. That's why I'm confused. I will say there's like 13 or 14 songs I really like on here, but I think probably in a few years from now, let's say 3 years from now, it'll probably be down to 5 songs I listen to. In 10 years, it's going to be 2. And those 2 are 8 AM in Charlotte and Tried Our Best. I really like First Person Shooter and the one with Yeet. I like Virginia Beach a lot. I like Amen a lot. She's a Touchdown did his thing all over this album. Drake, just listen to me. Make people give you your flowers. You deserve them, but you're not going to get that from such a bloated album. Same with Kanye and Donda. Too long, too bloated. Don't do that. Make a short album and make people give you your flowers. Because y'all got enough money and enough streams. Make a short album. So this is literally an Andy rant, okay? Because this has had me steaming. And let me reiterate, I am not a Drake hater. I love Drake, and I want Drake to get his respect, because he deserves that respect. But if you make stream bait albums, you're not gonna get that respect. I'll just say one last thing. I think the reason this whole thing made me so mad is because of Tried Our Best and 8 AM in Charlotte. Specifically 8 AM in Charlotte, because you just know he's trying so hard on that. And then the rest of the album, like Calling For You and stuff, you just know he's not trying at all. Alright, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Her Loss is way better. Certified Lover Boy is better, but it's still better than Scorpion. So we'll take that. Thanks, Drake.